Morning, guys. Welcome back to the morning commute. Haven't driven this car in a while.
Like you for your safe driving. Starting normal recording.
So I thought I would drive it today. I don't know what traffic's gonna be like as the state opens back up again. So we'll see what it's like, but you know, better to have the Civic, I think. So I haven't driven it in a couple of weeks, at least almost a month actually. It's a little notchy. I think the fluid is really cold. So hope you guys had a great weekend, and maybe, you know, what it's like in your state or country. Is it opening back up again from this pandemic? Wow, this car is rough right now. The tires are definitely flat spotted. I think I could do that again. I like this car. Even though it's a Civic, you know, it is an SI. And it's somewhat fun to drive, even though it's, like I said, it's not the quickest thing out there. But I think it's just the fact that I can roll my own gears. And when I do it, say for example, if I want to, you know, run through, you know, first and third, I'm not breaking any like crazy speed limits. I'm not going over 100 miles an hour. You know, I've had cars where on manual cars, especially now, like cars today, they're have so much power. Like you know, these Corvettes, the Camaros, the Challengers, they have so much power. And they almost need the taller gearing to put the power down effectively. But if you think about it, that you're part of the enjoyment too of rolling your own gears is being able to accelerate and redline and you know, do those things. But when you redline those cars, you take those cars first, second, and you get the third gear, you're more likely over 100 miles an hour. And you know, that's like, you know, for me, it's like a 2-second enjoyment. It's and it's just, you know, it's one of those things that it didn't go your way. I don't fault anybody for getting a manual in any of those cars, because I would probably get a manual if I had a car like that. I think just for me personally, I think the DCT suits the M3 better as far as performance. I think the way the car performs. But that's just my personal taste on it. And you know, while I was shopping, I was looking at both times. I was actually thinking I would get a manual, but you don't know until you drive one. And I drove DCT, and I was like, wow, this thing's amazing. It really is. Mini Cooper, I used to have one of those too. It was a fun car. I believe it had the N14 engine in it, which was their turbocharged. It's when they first went to turbocharging from the supercharge. One thing about it, those turbocharged, the early turbocharged engines, they had a few problems with the valve cover gasket leaking, and it was warping, the turbo feed line being plastic and brittle and leaking. So I did have those issues. I did fix those issues, but I definitely was not immune to it. But you know, I could go to a dealership. I had to fix those things myself. Did I make it through a green light? I did. Usual. So I had to fix those things myself in that car. I sold that because I wanted to get back into an SUV. That's when I bought the Audi. Looking back on it again, I probably would have just kept that car. I would have kept it just to have it as a fun daily, because it was unique, it was rare. You know, it had the John Cooper Works package on it. See what else? And John Cooper Works, that 08, I think that was more of an aesthetic kit, but it did have the, you know, it said all over the interior. It had kind of a red leather interior. Had the panoramic sunroof. I had the power folding mirrors. See, I had rain sensing wipers in that car. it was well equipped, and then I ended up putting the intake on it, full exhaust. Ended up doing for a start with stage 1 tune, and then I felt like that wasn't enough, so I upgraded to a stage 2 tune. And when they hit that stage 2, I was really impressed of how quick that car was. I was beating people, and I feel like I got myself more into spontaneous racing, like stoplight racing, than any other car I've had. Because people saw the Mini Cooper and they thought, oh, that car was a little quick little car. I bet I'll still beat them. And I would easily take most cars 0 to 60. Mustangs, Camaros. And then 370Zs are always trying. Subarus are always trying. If from a roll, and I would always get them, and they would actually get angry. They're like, no way. And you could tell they're angry because they start driving fast. And after I've already slowed down, they continue to go through traffic, in and out of traffic, just to prove a point. I didn't get that either. But I was easily, like, those Mustangs, I was getting them until at least about 60 miles an hour, and then the tables would turn and they would come back. But the lightweight of that car, the short gearing, I think it was a very quick car. And if you guys are watching this, a lot of people ask me, they want to message me and stuff. I created a Instagram account and a Facebook for the channel. I'm slowly growing it, and it's taking some time to get through, so you may see some re-uploads. I'm trying to recapture some audiences on Facebook, and then basically have that, so upload videos on Facebook. Also for Instagram, IG, I actually just post pictures, things like what I'm doing. I thought I would do that, just keep my existing Facebook, my friends and family on it. But let's be real, I don't think my friends and family want to see like my cars and everything, what I'm doing, like, all the time. And I don't want to mix that up with my my normal friends. So nobody wants, like I said, your family wants to see the kids and everything else. And then I have my YouTube followers, and I don't want them to see, like, they probably don't want to see my kids and everything else that I have going on with regular day-to-day life. So trying to separate it. But the channel, the page on Instagram is just Edward_M_cars, and I believe it's the same thing for the Facebook, but I had to double check it. I'll link it here at the bottom of the screen. So let's see if we can get some on-ramp fun on this car too. Hopefully I can. Here we go. Definitely tell the speed differentials between the two cars, or between 3 cars, because I did one with the M3 also. Those BMWs are carrying much more speed at the end of the ramp, which, a lot of times I'm running up on another car in front of me, and in this car I'm just now blending in with traffic, which it's good and bad. This car I'm going to have to work a little harder to get the speed. And then with the other cars, it doesn't have to work as hard, but then I had more of a tendency of running up on traffic at the end of the ramp. But the plus side is, even if I forget, like, last minute, if I'm just not doing a video or anything like that, and I'm just on, oh, there's a car coming, I need to pick up speed really quickly, I had the power to do it. I could easily just do it and pretty much get in front of anybody out there. This car, I'm at to, like, you plan it, because if I wait the last minute, I'm not gonna be able to make it. This car's dirty. It really is. I need to wash it. It's got pollen and dust all over it. I love the sound of intake. So what I did this weekend, yep, we're in traffic again. Welcome back on the road, non-essentials. Welcome back on the road. We used to have the speed limit. Our average speed, we were going probably around 85 miles an hour. Now we're at 60. You know, like I said a week or two ago when I filmed the videos, I was having a hard time staying under 80. You know, because the flow of traffic was just continuously going 80. Even if you're in a slow lane, they're going 80 miles an hour. Now we're going 66, 67. It's only going to continue to get worse from here as more and more stores open up, more, you know, the state fully reopens. How do you guys feel about it? I mean, I'm glad people are going back to work. I'm happy for you guys. People who've probably been out of work. But as far as just the commute on the road, that aspect of it it kind of clogs things up a little bit. But yeah, it sucks for everybody, and I just, you know, it's just one of those things, and that's why I did that video on about buying a car right now, because you don't want to buy a car right now. I don't think no field is completely safe in your job, and to take on a car payment at this point is just risky. I mean, if you guys are having problems with your car, do what you got to do. And then, but if you're just buying a car solely for the no payment aspect, and you know you're not sure how your job's going to play out next few months, year or so, I would say not do it. I hate left lane hog, I really do. Move. As traffic increases, my road rage goes up. It's going up. Let's try to calm down. It's okay. You know, he's left lane. He can still keep a mile of falling distance. You know, this guy in his work truck just 67 miles an hour passing the guy going 65. It's just, I mean, if you can move out of the way and see, if you're courteous, you move out of the way. Now everybody's gonna pass him on the right because he's an idiot. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Okay, give him a chance. You can move over. Thank you so much. Thank you for cooperating. I really appreciate it. All right, Ram, let's pick up speed again. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Crown Vic is still a mile behind me. Some people like to text. Some people like to be distracted, so they like to keep themselves a distance, because if they can look up occasionally and miss these, have themselves some volume room, I understand, but don't stay in the main quicker lanes. There's signs that say slower traffic, keep right, and if you're way behind you, then most likely you're going slower. I hope that cord was not in the way. I looked over and saw my cord literally in the front of my camera. I really hope that wasn't interfering or anything. I apologize if it was. I just moved it. This Ram, somebody in front of him. He goes slower when he passes cars. He goes faster on the straightaways. That's all I want you to do is just move. All this room in front of you, and you're just sitting there in the other lane. Yeah, that's right. I look at them. You know, my mom always told me never make eye contact with people. I just have road rage with, but I can't help it. I have to look at them. It's like I gotta see who's the driver behind it. Is like the Odyssey right now. Civic handles really well too. I think lightweight, but I don't have summer tires on this car, so you can feel the tires doesn't grip as well as the other cars. Even the X5, I feel like I was going a little bit quicker around that curve. It was about 0.6 G on that one. Whoa, no turn signal, really?